houses stayed true to rejecting the carve-out. We had a slight win. We were able to get both houses to reject the carve-out in different ways. But in a sense, they understand how important this is. But we're here to remind them, right? Because April 1st is still not here. And we cannot sit around or stand around waiting for something to happen. We take it. We fight for it. We advocate for it. So right now, I want to bring a few speakers. I want to bring Dr. Archie Child from Housing Works.
Good morning, community. Community is the right word. Because here we have today New York. And it's interesting because 36 years ago today, almost on this very day, was the first action of Act Up. And how fitting,
Like that. Act up.
yes, how fitting that we are here today acting up and fighting for the rights of New Yorkers. I was here a couple of weeks ago too, and it's interesting. 2 or 3 weeks ago was the anniversary of the Selma March. How fitting. Because today and this week is historic. It is an opportunity for our legislators and our policymakers and our stakeholders to not only do what's fiscally correct and wise, but to do the right thing. My name is Archie Howe. I'm a physician, and I'm the medical director of the East New York Community Health Center. And I'm here because the lives of 2.3 million New Yorkers are in grave danger. I'm here to demand that our legislators look the governor and the health department in the eye and defy them. Defy them by putting the 340B compromise bill into the final budget, and in so doing, save 340B and the lifeline funding that it provides for our safety net clinics. In so doing, keep alive low-income New Yorkers, their brothers, their sisters, their family members, their loved ones, their community.
Tell him.
Who are affected by this insipid, heartless, illogical, infectious, cancerous, and fiscally irresponsible Medicaid pharmacy benefit carve-out that will immediately and irrevocably gut our health care system on April 1. It will irrevocably gut it. It will tear apart the fabric of the healthcare system of New York State as it stands today. We are at that point. We are at that cliff. If our demand is not met, everyday New Yorkers will not be able to access affordable medications. Black and Latinx patients will not have access to life-saving care. Immigrant and undocumented populations will not get mental health care, will not get HIV care, or access to food or transportation.
That ain't right.
That ain't right! And uninsured New Yorkers will lose programs that prevent sexually transmitted infections and HIV. They will lose numerous social programs that promote overall health and well-being in our most vulnerable populations. I just talked to a patient yesterday. His basic diabetes medications are being taken away from him.
That ain't right.
I had a patient this week, transgender, female patient, whose Cabenuva HIV injections are being taken away from her. That ain't right. If our demand is met, 32 large community health centers in the state of New York will not have to close down. 700 healthcare workers will not have to be laid off. Less people will need to use the emergency rooms at the cost of the state. Less people will get sick, and less people will die. We are in a dire situation, and everybody needs to know that the health and livelihood and the lives of New Yorkers are on the line. We are all directly or indirectly affected by 340B. 340B really is all of us. We are here today to make the point, loud and clear, to our lawmakers that the lives of all New Yorkers are in grave danger. The ramifications of this carve-out are far and wide, deep and generational. We can't let them do that. We have to let them know that sometimes you have to lie down to stand up for what's right. We demand the immediate and final budget support of our legislators before it is too late. Thank you.
Sometimes I get very passionate and I forget to introduce myself, but I'm Anthony Feliciano. I'm Vice President for our Advocacy Department at Housing Works. When I hear carve-out, I think about a knife. I'm going to be very clear. Cutting through our communities, stabbing us in the back. That's what the governor's doing. After all of you, all of us went through a pandemic, and our health center and our safety net was there for the most vulnerable communities during this pandemic. And this is how we're being repaid. Understand that. This is not just about money. This is about workers and lives. Be very clear about that. The governor needs to understand that. And if she does not, we're being loud today again. I want to bring up Matt Bernardo from Housing Works to say a few words.
HIV organizations like Housing Works to build a healthcare system that the state, the city, and our clients can be proud of. In 3 days, they're going to take that away, wipe that off the map. How that healthcare system gets funded for those last 30 years has been 340B. 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives. So she's had 3 years waiting to compromise. We have 3 days before some things happen. In 3 days, the safety net will be devastated. Save our safety net. 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 Save our HIV organizations, many that have sustained us through many crises, would be devastated, gutted. That ain't right. So we go out like a lamb in 3 days. We are here today. We were here yesterday. We will be here tomorrow.
That's right.
So 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives. Just to say, in 3 days, other things will happen. Jobs will be lost. Services would be lost for the most vulnerable. Housing services for navigation, PrEP and hepatitis C navigation services, undetectables programs that have made people virally suppressed would go away. Transportation, food programs, and let's face it, whole clinics would disappear. That ain't right. So we have 3 days to make our voice heard, to let the governor and the Department of Health know that this plan sucks. 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 And for what? For a stadium? They can't even make the playoffs. I love the Bills. Anyway, so I'm going to end it here with 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives. 340B saves lives.
I said before this was a statewide issue. It is not just in the city we'll lose lives, we'll lose jobs. In Hochul's very own town, where she comes from, in Buffalo, Western New York, our allies there, our communities there, that have suffered in the same way we have, is in this fight. And so I want to bring Mike Lee from Evergreen.
One point of clarification, the Bills did make the playoffs.
No, but thank you for having me. My name is Mike. We have the Chief Operating Officer at Evergreen Health. And this isn't about New York. This isn't about upstate or downstate. This is about folks living with HIV. This is about communities of color. This is about the LGBTQ population. And in 3 days, all the programming that we spent the last 30 years to build up, transportation, housing, dental, nutrition services, all those services are about to be ripped away. Everything that we don't get reimbursed for or we get under-reimbursed is at stake. And we have begged and we have pleaded for the Department of Health to step in and let this budget process play out, and they have said no. And they are continuing with the carve-out despite this being actively negotiated in both the White House budget bills. It is unheard of. There are lives on the the line. There are folks living with HIV that will lose services. There are transgender folks that will lose services. There are refugees, and there are communities of color. Every time there is a public health crisis, when somebody walks in on the east side of Buffalo and shoots in the communities of color, we respond and we say, we're going to increase behavioral health. When monkeypox hits the LGBT community, we step in and we provide the vaccines and we do all the hard work. When COVID hit, before all the funding was there, we set up drive-through services on the worst case of Buffalo. These are all important services. Of the 340B resources saves lives, and we need this administration to hear us. They need to delay the implementation, and we need to work with the legislator to
Hi, my name is Charles Morales. What you guys don't understand is this is Adams. This is not local. See, this program has been around since 1980, okay? It doesn't just affect housing workers. 32 hospitals will go down, about 800 to 900 employees will be fired, and every hospital in New York State will be completely affected, okay? New York Health and Hospitals will lose $200 million, and they will destabilize the entire thing. Okay? Now, I'm not saying this just because I'm a client of housing workers and an advocate. Okay? I work for the Office of Neighborhood Safety. I'm a responder. Okay? I got approved by the mayor's office twice. You paid me to protect hospitals. And when the healthcare wasn't there, this hospital helped me. Right now, that doesn't just do Medicaid. It's a community healthcare thing. It's vocational programs. It's sending people for housing, stuff having to do with everything. And you guys just found it on the books right now. Y'all sat on it for 2 or 3 years. You want to use it now because you guys have spent all the money on everything else. And you know for a fact that it is killing people. And that the actual bill right now, cutting that, is actually racist. Okay, honestly, because all those communities are only black or brown or LGBT or HIV. It's like they don't matter. And I noticed to you, Adams, it doesn't matter because you never mattered. Now, some of you guys may have seen me in the camera because for 1 year I was with you. I ran with you. You told me how you wanted the hospitals to be protected. This is wrong. This is not the way you treat hospitals. And people will die. The numbers are going up right now. And it's going to cost you a lot more money. And the only reason I said something, I didn't even want to say anything, is because you blame housing workers. Health and hospitals, Harlem United, all of them, they're asking for help. And Kathy, now it's on you because Adams tweeted that he's with the bill. So it's all you, Kathy. So when people die, know that you're allowing people to die. And don't blame housing workers. You trained me to protect the hospitals. I'm doing my job.
Let's get our focus right at this governor. Let's get our focus on the legislators that say they have our back. But we have to make sure they do. We have to let them know that we have their back. That's why we're here. We have to make sure this governor doesn't play games. And this Medicaid director of the State Department of Health doesn't play games as well. Let's be very clear. There are a bunch of architects to this problem. And they're going to say there's either not enough money, they're going to say it's too much, they're going to say that there's a whole bunch of other gaps in Medicaid, and they're going to forget about one of the most important safety nets that we have in the entire state, our community health centers. We cannot allow them to say that. This conversation about custom Medicaid, this conversation about the safety net includes us. It includes 340B. 340B saves lives, as we've been saying. Hopefuls carve-out kills. Hopefuls carve-out kills. Hopefuls carve-out kills. Hopefuls carve-out kills.
Can I speak?
I want to be able to allow one more person because we are allowed to do today, right?
Okay.
Anyone
Me,
how
right?
it works when you speak?
Me.
Thank you all and every single one for coming here because this fight is not over. The governor and the people who are against it, they are playing with people's lives. Remember, illnesses, sexuality, race, color does not discriminate. HIV affects Republicans. Yes, I'm speaking on my own behalf. Even though I'm coming with housing works, so I don't want them to say that. So this is affecting Republicans, Libertarians, Progressive. Everybody gets, you get in every party, you get people with HIV, like COVID. Everybody can get it. So please, you, like you said, the architects, right? That's the word? The architects who are against it, you are evil. You're playing with people's life. That shouldn't be. If you claim to believe in God, so what God you believe in? Because you putting people to like want to die. So your God is supposed to help. Yes, this is a message from a proud atheist. Thank you. I don't believe in God. But you believe in God. You believe in God. So, say it. Thank you.
I don't try to be religious, but I want to understand one thing here. We have more than hope. We're asking more than just hope. Many times hope is for beggars. We're not begging anything. What we have is faith. Faith in each other, not in the religious sense. Faith in what we believe in. And we're only asking our legislators to follow with us in that same faith. And that same commitment they made to us when they made the one house and they came out rejecting the carve-out. I want to be clear. We have to remind them, you say you reject the carve-out, then do it by passing our bills. And if you can't, delay this. Give us the fight that we need. I'd rather have a fight to continue than a fight to save our lives. We are going to be in a few minutes going over down the hall to show what we mean when Hopefuls carve-out kills. I want to make sure our organizers and everyone is available. Our marshals, and we're going to go chanting 340B saves lives. I want this not to be heard down in these halls. I want that to be heard right through those glass doors. You got it? Yeah! I say 340B saves lives. 340B saves
just like we had this transgender person that just moved out.